Video coverage of ITEXPO is brought to you by Content Boost, the content marketing specialists. Amplify your sales today.
Hi, Rachel Ramsey here, ITEXPO in Miami. I'm here with Stephen Bayless from Intelligent Transportation Society of America and Barlow Keener from the Keener Law Group. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
So just tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you're doing at the show this week.
Well, my name is Stephen Bayless, and I've been working with ITSA America for the last 5 years. I am a Senior Director for Telecom and Telematics, and I've been basically helping our association deal with some of the spectrum issues that we've been facing for the last several years. Our industry association includes the auto industry, the auto suppliers. We also include a lot of telecom carriers, wireless, cellular, as well as road operators and sort of the manufacturers of intelligent devices that you see along the roadside. And what I've been doing for the last several years has been focusing on the spectrum related to vehicle-to-vehicle infrastructure communications and some of the crash avoidance applications that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration would like to see in the next several years.
And I'm Barlow Keener with Keener Law Group, and what I've been doing is at the show we are all in a specialty industry conference on spectrum sharing, which is really software-defined networks, and so that enables radios to power up and power down based on what the software is telling it, or to turn on or to turn off, or to share a certain spectrum, like in the 5.9 gigahertz spectrum. Some of that is for exclusive sharing and some of that's for non-exclusive sharing. And so right now the FCC has a docket a matter open, where they're looking at how to share further 5.9, and ITSA and the automobiles are going to be using smart automobiles to determine how close you are to the next automobile and when you're about to have a wreck, and all that's going to happen over radio spectrum that other users outside of the auto industry may be using at the same time. And so if there's interference, you might end up having a wreck if you have a robotic vehicle, and that's what Steve is here for. So we have a panel on that today.
Great. Okay. Can you tell us a little more about that panel and what you expect to see in terms of discussion and questions to reflect what's happening in the industry?
Sure. I think one of the issues, the FCC obviously understands that they're not making any more spectrum anymore. There are huge demands for mobile connectivity, mobile broadband, and so they've been looking at the 5 gigahertz band, which is primarily it's currently used for Wi-Fi, but they'd like to expand the use of Wi-Fi in that band. The current occupants of the band include a lot of government users, which have been there for a long time. However, the spectrum that is used for vehicle-dedicated short-range communications has only been there for about 5 or 6 years, and of course that band is safety critical, and it's really part of a long-term effort on the part of the auto industry to create some crash avoidance features in vehicles. Right now we're not making the cars any safer. We've put enough airbags in the vehicle, enough seatbelts in the vehicle, so that occupant protection is basically reached its limits. The next phase in the automobile is preventing the car from crashing in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so the spectrum is critical for that, and there are concerns that if you begin sharing that spectrum, that the efficiency and the efficacy and the safety of this system might be compromised. It's an extremely difficult problem to solve, and the FCC has been struggling with it, with the industry, with the auto industry, with us, and with the Wi-Fi industry and manufacturers. But we're hoping that there'll be a solution here shortly in the next year or two.
Great.
Yeah. So one of the issues with the automobile industry and with all the industries is that because there's a spectrum crunch, you've heard about it. We all think that there is when we can't get on Wi-Fi or our cell phones go down. there's a sort of perception out there that more spectrum needs to be licensed and used, and we get the most efficient use out of it. So there's several open matters before the FCC, 5.9, which is 5.9 gigahertz, 3.5 gigahertz, which is another area where they share, where radar is there, and point-to-point radios, and health and safety and medicine. When you go to the hospital, some of your heart monitors may be using some of that spectrum. And also in the Wi-Fi spectrum, 2.4, there's, and even some of the satellite companies are sharing some of the spectrum. So the software-defined networks are going to be able to tell each radio there, whether it's in a car or whether it's Wi-Fi or whether what channel, basically, what piece of the spectrum they can use and when. So it's the automobile industry. It's such a huge, not just in terms of selling, but you know, we know how much it costs to sit in the road. We should be at work, and we're losing work time, and that problem is just now beginning to be solved. And that's what Steve, it's a massive problem, has been working on.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was great talking to you, and good luck on your panel.
Thank
Thanks
you very
very
much.
much.
Video coverage of ITEXPO is brought to you by Content Boost, the content marketing specialists. Amplify your sales today.